Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about bacteria and virus. Let's start. Bacteria. Bacteria are prokaryotic organisms that belong to domain bacteria. They literally live everywhere except extreme conditions, where most archaea is found. They have strong cell walls that contain peptoglycan. Some bacteria even contain another cell wall. Some bacteria, such as cyanobacteria, are photosynthetic. Okay, let's talk about the positive and negative gram. Bacteria with large amount of peptoglycan, they appear dark purple. Therefore, they're called positive gram. Unlike the bacteria that has less lipids, so they have less peptoglycan, and they appear light pink. Therefore, they're called negative gram. We have three shapes for bacteria. We have the sphere-shaped, the rod-shaped, and the spiral-shaped. Moving on to the structure of the bacteria. I'm going to show you a picture about the bacteria cell. Let's just know the chromosomes in prokaryotics are arranged differently from the chromosomes found in eukaryote cells. Their genes are found on a large circular chromosome in an area of the cell called nucleoid. Many prokaryotes also have at least one smaller piece of DNA called plasmid. Let's start with the capsule. Some prokaryotes produce a layer of polysaccharides around the cell wall, and they form this capsule. And I believe this capsule has some really important functions. It prevents the cell from drying out, helps the cell attach to surface in its environment, helps prevent bacteria from being engulfed by white blood cells, and shelters cells from antibiotics. Moving on to the pili, I call them the hair-like structures. They are made of protein. They have bacteria cells attached to surfaces, and they also are sometimes served as a bridge between cells. So the copies of plasmid could be sent between those bridges. يعني plasmid moves and a pathway with the pili. Concerning the size of the bacteria cell, prokaryotes are typically only 1 to 10 micrometers long and 0.71 to 1.5 micrometers wide. Wow. But due to the prokaryote's small size, they have larger surface area to volume ratio than large cells. Also, we know that they are small in size, therefore nutrients and other substances can diffuse to all parts of the cell. As I said that we have in the shape, we have those three shapes, the spherical round, and the rod-shaped, and the spiral-shaped. I want you to know that scientists classified bacteria according to their cell wall composition. Movement. The movement of the bacteria. We have something called flagella. Although some bacteria are not movable, some bacteria are movable. They use flagella to move. What is flagella? The prokaryotic flagella are made of filaments, unlike the eukaryotic, they're made of microtubules. I just asked myself some questions before I sleep. I don't know whether it's a normal question or not. Does bacteria prokaryotes produce? Does bacteria or prokaryotes produce? Okay, let's talk about this. Most bacteria reproduce, but by an asexual reproduction, and it's called binary fission. In this process, the prokaryote chromosome replicates, and the original chromosome and the new copy separates. And then the cell becomes bigger, using elongating a new piece of plasma membrane and cell wall forms and separates the cells into two identical cells. So what is binary fission? I believe you got it now. It's the division of the cell into genetically identical cells. It happens quickly, as often like as every 20 minutes. That's why we could have many mutations. If the conditions are just right, one bacterium could become 1 billion bacteria through binary fission in just 10 hours. Can you believe this? Oh my god. Does bacteria have mutations? Yes, because bacteria reproduce quickly and their populations grow rapidly. The genetic mutations can help bacteria survive in changing environments. I know that we all know what is a mutation. It's the change or random error in DNA sequence that led to a new form of genes. new characteristics, and genetic diversity. But it can also lead to problems, such as antibiotic resistant bacteria, which may cause disease and hard to treat. Uh, we all, all people misjudge the bacteria. Most of the people think of bacteria as germs, viruses, and diseases. But actually, most bacteria are beneficial. They fertilize fields, they recycle nutrients, they protect the body, and they produce food and medicines. And yeah, they have two main functions. It is considered as a big role of our living. The two main functions are nitrogen fixation and nutrient cycle. Okay, let's just keep the bacteria aside and concentrate now about virus. Virus are non-living cells that is made of genetic material. It's made of genetic material, DNA or RNA. It's surrounded by protein coat, the capsule that is made from protein. It doesn't have any cells, so it's a non-living cell. Just know that it's non-living cell. It can't even carry biological functions. But once it is inside a cell, it replicates. But just know it's a non-living, okay? Okay? It's a non-living strand of genetic material within a protein coat. No organelles should take in nutrients or even use energy. They cannot make proteins, cannot move. Therefore, virus infection has the higher rate to harm you than bacteria. Okay, how did it came? What's the origin? How did it came? It came from parts of the cell because DNA of viruses has similarities with our cells. What is the origin of the virus? Most scientists do not consider it living because it doesn't have cells. Now let's see the shapes and know the sizes of the virus. Viruses are usually much smaller than bacteria, with the vast majority being submicroscopic, generally ranging in size from 5 to 300 nanometers. The helical viruses consist of nucleic acids surrounded by a hollow protein cylinder or capsid and possessing a helical structure. We have the complex and the envelope. The most common disease, the strep throat. It's a bacterial infection that can make your throat feel sore and scratchy. It accounts for only a small portion of sore throats. If untreated, strep throat can cause complications such as kidney inflammation or rheumatic fever. E. coli. The E. coli, also known as gram-negative, rod-shaped, coliform bacterium of the genus that is commonly found in the lower intestine of warm-blooded organisms. And those are for the bacteria diseases. For the common diseases in virus, we have the COVID-19, and we all know it. For the common cold, we all passed with this common cold virus. It's a viral infection of your nose and throat, the upper respiratory tract, and it's usually harmless, although it might not feel that way. Many types of viruses can cause a common cold. Healthy adults can expect to have 2 or 3 colds each year. Young children may even have frequent colds. How can someone get infected? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's so easy. I'm gonna tell you 4 types of bacterial infection. The first and the most common is food poisoning, and then some skin, ear infections, and the third one are some sexually transmitted infections, and the most urinary tract infections. That is for the bacteria. For the virus, the air is small droplets or tiny particles contact with faces, and then with the poo, and then with the mouth, contact with the skin or membranes, moist lining of many parts of the body, such as the nose, mouth, throat, and genitals. Thank you for watching, everybody. See you later.